Time Warner Interactive published 9 games for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive. Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm going to be doing another ranking video. I've done several in this series for the Sega Genesis. If you're interested, the link is below. You can watch all of them. If you're new to the channel, I do many things retro and current, and I am uploading videos every week. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, Time Warner Interactive published games from 1993 to 1996. Haven't heard of them? Well, this is what Tengen folded into. So they were purchased eventually by WMS Industries, also known as Williams. So here we go. First up is Dick Vitale's Awesome Baby College Hoops. Now, Sega Genesis had a ton of sports games in its library, and unfortunately, this one disappoints on all levels. I didn't like the graphics, I didn't like the perspective. It tried to take that NCAA college approach on Super Nintendo, which was awesome, by the way. Unfortunately, it doesn't work here. Choppy controls, there's not real teams. Okay, the real teams thing isn't a big deal, but it's represented by states? What? No, that doesn't work for me. Poor usage of an awesome commentator. This is totally going in the trash, baby. And more importantly, it's just not fun. I give this an F. All right, next up. This is kind of an interesting game because it was going to be an X-Men game. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way, and what we get is kind of a substandard game that plays a little bit like Flashback or Out of This World. Now, do I like this game? Yes. Generations Lost does have some things going for it. It looks like an X-Men game. I like this game more than I dislike it, unfortunately. Choppy controls and the sound is substandard. I thought the level design was decent, large sprites. It unfortunately doesn't play as good as it looks. It is a fairly obscure game and many people don't know about it. I'm going to give this a C. Kawasaki Superbike Challenge. This is a okay racing game. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of fun playing this game. There is 1 or 2 player options. There is marathon racing in this. I thought the graphics were okay. There's weather options. For a racing game, you can do much better. At the end of the day, I just didn't like the control. It came down to control in this game. I kept running into things and then you stop. Overall, I thought the track design was just so-so. The graphics could have been better. It just doesn't appeal to me. There is some different modes in this game. It's not terrible. I give this a C. Average game. C, racing game. All right, what do you do when you take a cult classic movie and try to make a video game from it? Well, you get this mess. All right, Lawnmower Man. If you're a fan of the movie, you're going to be disappointed with this game. They took 3 types of games and merged them into one game. Unfortunately, all 3 sub-games in this game just aren't that great. First, you have a run and gun Contra style aspect of this game. I don't like this. It doesn't work for me. Unfortunately, it's too hard to take out enemies. Enemies take too many hits to kill. I also thought that the gameplay control was a little clunky. Then you have like a virtual reality where you're flying around and taking out various viruses in the game. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me either. I think what they should have done is they should have taken more development time and focused on either one or the other. I know it's trying to be like the movie where it's shown reality and then virtual reality. There is a third option in this game where it's like a flying ship scenes, but there's just not enough going on or lack of power-ups. It's 3 different types of games, and unfortunately the 3 types of games don't merge together and make a great game. If you're a fan of the cult classic movie, you will be disappointed with this, but you may like it more than others. Unfortunately for me, I don't think it's fun as a game, and I'm going to give it a D. Access denied. Of course, we didn't get the shooter that Time Warner Interactive published, and that's Mega SWIV, also known as Special Weapons Intercept Vehicle. You may know it as Firepower 2000. This is kind of a rush port of the Super Nintendo game. What I do like about it is that this is a great 2-player shooter that controls totally different depending on what vehicle you choose. At the start of the game, you can choose between a helicopter or a Jeep. They control very differently, and the strategies to get through each level are very different depending on what you choose. Now, what I like about this game is it's a decent shooter. I like it more than I don't like it. I think a single player experience, it's more of a C, but if you can play this with a friend, I think it definitely jumps up at least a grade. I give it a B. Check it out. Fun. I have always liked this game, and I definitely like this version, even though it is a little bit rushed and not optimized for the Sega Genesis. During the 16-bit era, and Time Warner Interactive definitely had their hand in a big franchise, and for some of you out there, you're going to love this game. For others, you're going to be disappointed with the version that the Sega Genesis got, and that is Primal Rage. Now, the good news is all the characters are represented, and it has less censorship than the Super Nintendo. The downside is this is actually on an arcade port that's earlier, so some of the combos are missing. Overall, I always have enjoyed this game. Dinosaurs fighting in a game, why not? I think that it does work. Unfortunately, I don't think it's as good as some of the other fighting games on the Sega Genesis. And because of the missing combos, I think it ends at the day just being average. Fans of the series are probably going to rate this a little bit higher. I'm not. I'm going to give it a C. I think you can do better on the Sega Genesis for fighting games. But overall, it's not a bad game. This next game, I'm a huge fan of and been talking about it for years. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Strike series, Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, and this game takes a nod from Urban Strike, and actually I think it does it a lot better, and that's Redzone. Redzone has some amazing graphics capabilities shown in an unmodified Sega Genesis, full motion video. It's got amazing things, and it looks pretty, it sounds pretty, and it plays great. I love it. Now, it's a pretty difficult game, but I love everything about it. You're going around doing various missions, and then you fly down, and then there's ground levels. Yes, the ground levels look great in this game. Fairly challenging, but the graphics are stunning for a 16-bit game. It is a little bit on the short side, but what I do love about this game is it definitely shows the capabilities of what the Sega Genesis original hardware could do. Oh my goodness, such a joy to play and to look at this game. If you've not checked out Redzone, I totally recommend it. Go check this out. Amazing game. I give this an A. I grew up with Warner Brothers, and watching cartoons on Saturday was a treat. One of the cartoons I watched quite a bit was Sylvester and Tweety. And they made a game? Of course they did. Everything had a game back in the 16-bit era, especially this one. So Warner Brothers did several games, and they licensed with other companies to make games, and this is Sylvester and Tweety in KG Capers. Now, is this a platform game? Is this a puzzle game? It's a little bit of both, in which you are chasing Tweety to the end of the level, where you finally grasp him, and the level is over. It has a weird kind of difficulty setting in this game, but overall, I thought it was pretty good. Problem, though, is that some of the control is a little bit rough. Okay. It's very rough. Like many games of this genre, it was confusing on what is a background, what's something you can jump on. Overall, the control really kills it for this game. I think if you're a fan of Sylvester and Tweety, then you're gonna like this game a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I think it's just an average puzzle platformer, and I'm gonna give this a C. This next game is a game that I didn't grow up with, eventually played it, and oh my goodness, a decent hockey game. Holy cow. Now, there's going to be two types of people that like this game and people that don't. This is Wayne Gretzky and the NHLPA All-Stars. Now, it doesn't have real teams. However, you can customize your teams to look like the real teams, and it has the real cities, so it has that going for it. What I like about this game, arcade, fast, furious gameplay. I love arcade-style games, and this is definitely, if you're a fan of those types of games, you're going to love this. Large sprites. Yes, what you notice is that these sprites in this game are a lot larger than, say an EA hockey game. However, if you're looking for like a real simulation of hockey, this is not it. This is just arcade fun, fighting, and if you're a fan of like NBA Jam, and you're looking for an arcade counterpart, this is a fun one to check out. I had a lot of fun playing this. What I checked out. Also, it's just got a jump-in mode where you can just play a game immediately when you boot up the game. Holy cow, I love that. I wish more games included that option. So, what do I think of this game? I'm going to give it a B. And that's it. That is my rankings. There they are. What did you think? How did you rank these games? You can do it yourself. The link is below. I'm having a lot of fun doing these ranking videos. What did you think? Comment below. What was your favorite? What are your stories? I love hearing the stories of people playing these games, what they did, where they were. It has been a lot of fun doing this whole series. I'm going to continue to be doing them as I have many games in my collection, and I'd like to share my stories and my opinions with you. Thank you so much for the ongoing support. If you like what you see hit that like and subscribe button and click the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Thank you for the ongoing support. I have many more videos planned. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.